7th of September, 11:15. Part 1 is Maddy Prior. You could be watching this because you're just about to view Maddy Prior's video diary, Part 1. For those of you who don't know anything about Maddy at all, she is a folk singer from the UK, and she started in the folk clubs in the mid to late 60s and basically had a success in her own right and enormous success internationally with folk rock group Steel Eye Span, who she continues to play with in the UK, or sing with, shall I say, and they continue to have success in the UK, and she also has various solo projects, the Carnival Band, Maddy Prior and the Girls, and Maddy Prior and Friends, which is Nick and Troy, who are going out on the Quest tour, starting in a few weeks' time. Also in, I think it was 2003, Maddy was awarded in the UK the MBE, which is a nice thing for her services to folk music. I think it was Prince Charles who gave her her MBE, which is an interesting fact as well. You're about to see Maddy's video diary that she'll be getting to in between her busy schedules, and I think her first bit that you're going to see starts off where she's talking about in her spare time, when she's not touring around, she runs courses in Stone's Barn in Cumbria, and primarily most of them are singing courses, and I think that's what she's going to kick off talking with. For those of you who have no idea who she is, that's the benefit for.
We've just finished a weekend with Abby Lath, who's a lovely singer and a wonderful teacher, and Rose, my daughter, and myself as tutors. And they're very nice weekends. I'm really getting so that I fully appreciate the pleasure and I don't know what the word is really, but people seem to get a lot out of them. And singing is a very personal thing. It's something that is very private, but yet public for people. People want to sing, and I've sung all my life, so it's not a. Although I did lose my voice for a while, and I have to say it was the most frightening thing in many ways, because I'd always expressed myself through song, and I did find it very disturbing, and fought like cat and dog to get my voice back. I half thought it was life telling me to stop singing, but then I decided it wasn't. So I hammered it until it came back, and so I know what it means to people to not sing. And we've decided that we think it's somewhere between 9 and 12 that most people are told that they can't sing, or that they can't be in the choir, they're thrown out of the choir, they can't sing, they sing like a bullfrog, and it's either, sometimes it's their parents, which is a very bizarre thing, but parents sometimes are disturbed by children's activities, and so it could be a teacher, it could be your peers, but somebody says, you're useless at this, and that's it. You never go there again. Funnily enough, I was recently at a festival, Beautiful Days, and I was just hanging around in a tent, and generally hanging around the festival. And I went, and in this tent they were suddenly going to go and do bingo karaoke. Now, I'm not really keen on bingo, and I'm not fussed about karaoke, and I was headed for the door, and then I thought, well, give it a chance, you know, do something different, do something you don't do, you know. And so I turned around, went back, sat down, and sat at a table with some other people, and we got talking. And so we did this bingo, and me and the other girl, Kathy, got the lines out at the same time. And we both sort of didn't know whether to actually own up to having got the lines or whether to pretend we hadn't. But we said, all right, I said, I'll go up if you go up. And so that's what we did. So the pair of us went up. And I was much more scared of doing that than I would be of doing a gig to 5,000 people. It was very strange. And mainly because I didn't know what key it was going to be in. I was on unsure ground. But anyway, I thought, right, what, in for a penny. And then they gave us this great book of songs, and it was like, I don't know any of these songs, but I knew all of them. You know what I mean? That kind of thing where you know it, but you don't know that you could sing it, especially up in front of people for the first time. So I thought, and I looked through and I found one that I know, which was Crying in the Rain. And so I said to Kathy, did she know it? And she sort of muttered something, but she said, I don't sing, but I'll dance, or I'll join in or something. So eventually it came up. We got on stage. It was in the lowest key ever. So I started off singing the harmony, but since nobody ever knows the Everly Brothers tune because the harmony is so close anyway, I don't think anybody really noticed. Eventually I found the tune. It was so low. It was ridiculous. And I just thought it sounded absolute rubbish, you know, because to me it just was garbage. And behind me was Kathy, and I think she was crying actually, and doing some sort of dance. But anyway, so I thought, oh, thank goodness that's over, and we wandered back to our table. Then and then there were a few other people doing the karaoke who won the lines, and next thing I know, there's some clapometer thing going on, and they're voting. And I thought, oh no. The last time this happened to me was when I was 8 years old, at the Dominion Theatre, which was the Saturday morning cinema, as it were, but it was matinee for us, afternoon, where you went to see nonsense, Flash Gordon and, what else was on? Oh, the Three Stooges, all sorts of, and cartoons. It's the only time we saw cartoons. You saw maybe 2 cartoons a week, and now the kids sort of go, oh, I like this cartoon. They know all of the cartoons. They were all magical to us because we only saw them once a week. Anyway, but before the cinema, before the film started, we would have a competition, and this competition involved you getting up and singing, and the host, who was rather like Wilfred Pickles kind of character, would walk along, put his hand over the different people's heads that were performed, and you were either supposed to clap loudly or softly, but being kids, you either cheered or booed. And I used to sing, I'm a bow-legged chicken, I'm an up-kneed hen, the Tennessee wigwalk, it was. And when I sang this, I always used to win, and they always used to cheer. I don't know why I ever got up, I don't know where the song came from, but that's what I did. And I always used to win. As long as the boy who sang Lady of Spain didn't get up, I'd get up. Anyway, but it was the last time I'd ever been in a situation where it was on a vote in that way. And I have to say, I found it absolutely appalling. And I would never do that. And I would never want anybody else to do it. I think it's a very negative thing, because there's only one wins and the others haven't won and have lost or something. But I remember, I know now that if they'd booed at that point in my life, that would have been the end of my singing. I would never have sung after that. And so it was a very pointed thing to come against that voting system again. And that's where it links back into the courses, that a lot of people, I think they'd gone on that stage and they'd been booed. And it's those little moments in your life on which it all pivots. It's so fine. You can be turned off a path so easily with the smallest comment, and we never know when we're making that comment to someone that has directed them off the path that they may have chosen.